Last time we talked about the biggest threat to our marriages, and today we're going to find ways to eliminate that threat.
So what's the biggest threat to your marriage? Distraction. The biggest threat to your marriage is distraction and inattention, because it causes all kinds of problems in your marriage, and it breaks your level of intimacy and it lowers your level of connection.
If you want to hear more about that and you missed last time, watch last week's video. This week we want to talk about things that help eliminate this threat. Just some of the ideas that we've come up with that help guard your marriage and teach you how to give attention to each other.
How to pay attention.
Yes, how to pay attention.
So here's 5 tips.
So one is just that gratitude, being thankful for all your spouse does for you or your family. You may feel like, what do they do for me? What does that do for me? Well, if you start paying attention, you're going to notice all the little things and the big things your spouse does for you.
It's a lot.
Working a tough job or any job, doing the dishes, cutting the grass, so lots of chores.
All those chores, yep.
Cooking, shopping, caring for your kids, caring for your parents, caring for the yard. Small acts of kindness or caring.
It's really easy to take those little things for granted.
Yes.
And when you pay attention and you're thankful for them, it really puts you in a better mindset. The second thing that you can do to pay better attention is to watch for bids for connection and attention.
Yeah.
Bids are little things that your spouse does that send a message, I want to connect with you.
I missed a bid with you last night. I remember we were in the kitchen, and just as you went by me, you just kind of put your arms around me, and I just kept on going. Like, that could have been a kiss. That could have been a glance. It can be that simple. And I realized about 30 seconds afterwards,
You missed it.
That was a bid, I bet.
So other kinds of bids you can notice is to have a genuine conversation in response to a sigh or expression of concern, if you notice that your spouse is stressed about something.
It can even be something positive like, oh, I heard the best message. I listened to the best podcast. We'll say, tell me about it. Yeah, share it with me.
Spend an extra 30 seconds in a hug or a kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, when your spouse asks to talk to you later, be the first one to bring it up and say, I remember you wanted to talk. Is this a good time?
I always want to talk.
Respond positively to bids for sexual connection.
Oh, so important.
It's easy to miss those.
Yeah, initiate them. You be the one to make the bids.
Yeah.
And celebrate the wins together. Like even, it could be something big like a bonus or a raise, or it could be getting just attention from other places and at work, accolades from other sources. But sometimes we want to celebrate the wins of just having a good day, or you slept through the night, or the baby slept through the night, or you lost a pound.
Or you ate a good meal, or just notice the little things.
The little things.
And be thankful for them and pay attention to them and mention them and celebrate them.
Yeah.
Enjoying the simple pleasures together. This kind of relates to the one before.
Right.
But things like a good meal or watching a sunset.
Or we saw a rainbow the other night.
Rainbow, that's right, we did see a rainbow. Having a glass of wine or a cup of tea or a cup of coffee.
Or a good beer.
Or a
Admit
good
it.
beer. Quiet moments, just sitting in the same place, being close to each other, and just being.
Or a walk in nature, anytime you're outside, or holding hands. Just the feel of your husband or your wife's skin is just something to appreciate.
Yeah, so watching for physical connections like that is another one. So when we come home, we try to make it a point to greet each other with a kiss.
Now it's after the dog, though.
After we greet the dog, because the dog gets in there first.
Oh, that's probably not so good.
But we do try to have a meaningful connection, a physical connection,
yeah.
when one of us gets home. being able to just appreciate your spouse's body as they get out of the shower, throwing a glance their way. Put aside your phone when you get into bed and snuggle together instead.
Yeah, this is another John Mark Comer advice. He says, put your phone to bed before you go to bed, like a half an hour, an hour before you go to bed. Put that phone, turn it off, put it in a drawer.
Put it in phone
We're
jail.
really trying to do this. And then you do not reach for your phone first thing. You reach for your spouse first thing.
And you'll find that as you make mental space in your life, you can make space for your sexual self.
It's really true. We all know it. I don't know if it's especially for women, but I know for me, it's so much about what's in my head.
Yeah.
And I've got to ground myself and be aware of what's around me.
Yeah, the saying is your brain is your biggest sex organ. So I think that's really true. When you're overtaxed, overstressed, when you have no margin, there's hardly
You have no desire.
Yeah, there's no room for
Because
desire.
what you don't give attention to, you don't
can't love
and adore. Yeah, it's hard to.
So this is a good list to just think about, to go through these things in your own life and try to figure out how could you pay more attention and how can you celebrate things more, because it will bring more intimacy. But you're not going to be able to just add these into your already crammed full life. It's going to require you to make some changes, to slow down, to create margin in your life, to say no to some lesser things so that you can say yes to the more important things.
And really, honestly, one of the best things you can do is just ask the Holy Spirit to lead you in this journey. That, tell God, I want to be more attentive and intentional about my marriage and about whatever else you want me to focus on, God. He is eager to help you and make your marriage all that it can be.
So won't you join us in our quest to live a simpler, quieter life, less hurried, and pay more attention?